official. On the weekends, this intro fires me up just as much as it does during the week. Feeling
Let's
good, feeling
go.
good. Cobi, you're the captain of this ship. Why don't you get us started, my friend?
Um, 1 second. I am getting so wrecked in
It's
the
okay. You know what?
market right now.
Oh,
I'm trying to just exit, bro. I'm trying to just exit. I thought I was smart. I stayed. I avoided the trading the past like week. I avoided the whole like big crash yesterday. Um, and thought it was, hey, yeah, great idea. We had a dip overnight, like a kind of a retest sort of, but yeah, it looks like we really want to go further down here. So
oh man,
God,
yeah.
I'm back to hating the markets.
That took all of like 48 hours.
Do you
Right.
want to hear what's the funny thing?
Talk to
Is
me.
it is the third or fourth time that I hear Kobe saying, "Oh, I'm getting out."
I know.
Today.
I
Oh,
know,
goodness.
crazy dude. Oh, I just flash closed, dude. Fuck it, dude. I'm flash closing. I'm closing all the charts because oh my gosh, that's my car payment, dude. So
Well,
woo,
thank,
okay, time to get to work then. We better
thanks,
be
Mark.
hustling.
I just want to take a moment and appreciate how stellar the vibe is getting this stream going here. I'm feeling thoroughly depressed and ready to go. Welcome
Yeah,
everyone.
depression is the fuel, baby.
Exactly. Let's all help Kobe out to our five viewers who we have with us right now. Um, on that's only on X. Actually, we are just to let everyone know here. This is a monumental day. Not only are we streaming on X, we're streaming on YouTube, and we're officially on Twitch. So to anyone who maybe
Twitch.tv /
exactly.
Web3
Uh,
Matters.
yeah, let's go. We've got two viewers. So thank you to everyone who's checking us out on Twitch. This is our second official stream, and I don't know, I'm feeling pretty fired up about that here. So, Kobe, what's going on today, my friend? I know we're going to be
Um,
talking about the market here for a bit. So if you guys are into crypto, hang tight, and then it's going to get even more cool.
yeah.
I feel very
Um,
old saying
so
that.
this is kind of an impromptu for those like watching us for the first time. We're Web3 Matters. We stream every single Friday, and we do like Web3 content. We cover the markets. We cover different projects, and like talk about all types, just basically things going on in the crypto market. And on top of that, we've been doing a lot of AI and like vibe coding driven content lately, and that is kind of where my expertise lies. I've built over 30 applications, not all of them live, most of them just local on my computer. And right now we're working on a financial tracking app called DeFi Tracker Pro. We're here actually with the founder, Will 589, the big dog. And we on our like normal shows a couple weeks back we had Whale and his co-founder Steven on back-to-back Fridays
Hell
to
yeah.
cover the application that they're building, and that relationship grew, and I'm helping them out a little bit, and turning do not disturb on so I don't get any more stupid market pings. Um, and yeah, so we're working with these guys, or I'm working with these guys to help them on the tracker app. Will, you want to like talk about the application?
Yeah, so the tracker started a few months ago between Steven and me. We wanted to have a way to track our DeFi, and we had a few tools like that did very specific things in a very clunky way. They were like a little bit better than Excel sheets, but it was kind of it. And then Steven wanted to do a AI reader, which we haven't been able to figure out for some reason. Like we get it working, and then 2 weeks later it stops working. Anyways, that led us into a rabbit hole of like creating one solution and then realizing that to be able to do that solution, I need another five solutions. And now we have like we're trying to get it to do like automatic blockchain reading. So basically, you set a read only from your app, the wallet that you want to track, and then everything you do on your wallet gets reflected on the blockchain.
Oh damn.
So it's going to be
That's
a little like space mission, but
Seriously.
if we get it, it's going to be insane. Because imagine we're going to start with the Flare network, and the idea is that whatever we do, you like if you enter a LP, it automatically tracks. It tells what price you enter, when you enter. It keeps track of the fees, If you withdraw, it keeps that. It keeps your P&L, everything. So it's gonna be a mission, but I'm super excited, and I'm super excited that Kobe is excited as well.
Hell yeah. Very excited about all of that. I'm curious to know more about this AI component that you have with it as well. Like I know it's not working right now, but definitely curious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so Steven has been the one doing most of it, and it's basically like training the like a screenshot and say this is the screenshot for Enosis and this is the value for the LP, ta ta ta. But it just kind of keeps crashing. You know how when you stop using a window on GPT or Cursor and then it kind of forgets completely. I was telling Kobe
Hmm.
today that it's like, oh, we need to create a ENB because we don't have it. It's like, motherfucker, you have the ENB. How many times do I have to tell you?
Right. Ironically, that's just what it told me as well. But I think that when I repulled the newest version here, I'm gonna unshare my screen I pull up when I pull up the ENV here. Let's see. And for those who don't know, ENV is like environment variables. So like even if you're, just literally vibe coding something, um, you're gonna have an ENV file. Like if you're doing web, like a crypto app, like often, or like a trading bot or something like that, that's where you'd have like your private keys and stuff like that. And so it's basically your app like communicates with this ENV. It's kind of like a key to the rest of the app. But yeah, man, I've even been like talking to them about different like AI implementations and stuff. But I'm helping them out with the Web3 side, and maybe once that kind of like main mission is done, then I'll see if I can help Steven out on that end.
Yeah, so for
Hey,
example, today we were having the conversation because we have TMO, which is Steven's like app, but it's connected to high level. It's like a white label from high level, go high level. And the communication channel is kind of weird, but there we can manage subscriptions like automatically. So we were thinking, is there a way to connect that to like a private Telegram group
Hmm.
that TMO approves the entrance or withdraws the users based on the subscription. So that was something that we wanted to ask you guys at some point.
that's super cool. I'm totally into it. Do you guys mind if I take 2 seconds and completely change the topic? Is
Do
Go
that
it,
for
cool
it.
with
do
you?
it, do it.
We officially have our first comment on Twitch. Just wanna say that. Also, it may or may not definitely be a shiller or a bot of some kind, but let's go. We got someone who would love to hook us up with a guy who has nearly 400K plus followers, and we made it. This is peak. I'm into it. Back at you guys. Let's go. Also, maybe actually, while I still have the mic here, I'm taking a look at some on-chain metrics for where the market's at right now. Do you guys feel like doing a quick pivot now and just checking out,
Do it.
sussing out what the situation is, or do you
Totally
guys want to?
cool. Totally cool. Let me
Do
just
it.
ask Whale a question quick.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Whale,
Please.
can you DM me our database URL?
Yeah.
All right, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, take it away, Trav.
I love it. Okay, so let's just share the screen here because there's definitely some interesting. There's one, there's one thing that I've seen because I just quickly scanned through it that I wish I saw like 24, 48 hours ago because I think it like basically predicted this drop and definitely could have positioned ourselves to really just get paid on this here. Do you guys see my screen here? There we go. Perfect. I feel like we can do better. I'm not a huge fan. I can't really see this. Okay, so it's just me for a second, but hopefully it'll be a little bit easier for you guys to see the screen here. So let's have a quick look. So I'm going all the way back up to the top here. This is all the Bitcoin info. That's not super helpful. This one's not super helpful as well. Okay, first things first, this is just like a bit of a bullish signal here, the MVRV. This shows us how many or how much in profit or in loss people are. And the lower it is, the better. Um, Kind of I mean, if I would have paid attention to this a couple of days ago, definitely would have noticed that we were getting pretty high and when we've gotten to this point in the past, we've seen pretty significant drops afterwards. So that's a missed opportunity. But the good, like the bullish signal now that I'm seeing is holders who have had Bitcoin in their wallet for 30 days are in a significant amount of loss. Probably the most loss that they've been in since when is this? Since June. And usually when people are at this much of a loss, price rebounds. So that's bullish. That's bullish. Here's one of the indicators that shit was about to go sideways and down is like we can see how big of a pink spike this is right here. This means that people are going incredibly long on the market, and all of them got absolutely liquidated. The bullish signal that I'm seeing now is people are starting to immediately bet very, very short on the market. And when we see these massive red spikes to the downside, that is also a bullish sign. So we might, I mean, this is the most significant drop that we've seen in a while. So I'm not saying we'll see like an immediate rip to the upside. I'm just saying that this is an encouraging sign to see. Before I jump into the whales, any questions or thoughts on that?
Is this your app, Trav?
It's not my app. No, I wish this was my app. This is called Sandbase by Santiment, and it's
Okay.
freaking spectacular. Yeah, it takes all like a bunch of different calculations of different on-chain metrics, and it visualizes it. And I've done a bunch of streams with the Santiment team, and they've kind of walked me through like a bunch of these different metrics here. And like they've been so incredibly powerful and accurate, not only in kind of understanding what's going on in the market, but also predicting what's going to happen in the near future as well here. Yeah, so like,
Yeah,
especially with,
go ahead.
oh yeah, I was just going to say real quick, especially things like the funding rate and then the actual, so it's on-chain metrics, but then also the coolest one that they have is the social sentiment. And that one is accurate about 72 to 75% of the time. And I'll get to that in a second here. And that's actually one of the major signals that we missed, that like foretold this incoming dump. I'm going to get to that in a quick second here. But before I do, please, I want to take the mic and finish up your thought there, my friend.
Oh, no, just saying that, I mean, really, my only concern right now is that the 106 liquidity hasn't been taken out on Bitcoin. So there's like on the daily liquidity, there's still a big patch at around 106. So that's really
Dang.
my only concern. Like in the long term, I'm completely
Yeah,
bullish,
yeah.
but like we maybe haven't experienced max pain yet.
I would not be surprised. Like technically, we haven't really broken this trend line here. So we're definitely due for like a significant correction. This is like technically we're still in an uptrend right now. So yeah, I definitely be that would not surprise me at all. Do you have a heat map in front of you that shows the 106 liquidity zone?
I
Or
don't
like
have
how
it.
do you?
I have a screenshot. Let me. Kobe has it. I sent it to him on WhatsApp.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Maybe we'll get that up here in a sec. Real quick, the whales. This is the better one here. Basically, people who are holding between 10 and 10,000 Bitcoin in their wallet right now are still accumulating. So this is bullish. And I guess for the long term, is encouraging to me that we're still probably going to go upwards. Let's see here, mean dollar invested age. This one's actually going in a good direction. Like when this one starts to drop, that means we're likely in a bull cycle, and it is dropping, so that is good. Here is the sentiment coming up here. Okay, this is the signal that we missed. Look how stupid bullish people were when we hit the new all-time high. Like I'm just gonna zoom out a little bit more, but like when we see massive euphoric peaks like this in social sentiment, like it is so predictive. Like you can go back every other time sentiment has been this bullish, we've seen a dip in the market. Like the most insane example was back in November 2024. And that one, let's see here. I mean, that one may not be the best example, but like you could see when we've had spikes that have been this big, even these smaller ones, like most all of them represent a local top. So yeah, definitely kind of wish I logged in here. When was this? October 5th, all the way up to October 7th, actually. So like a couple of days ago, I would have definitely either been taking profits or maybe even going short on those specific days. And I think that's pretty much it for all I got for like significant on-chain metrics here. But
I just
yeah.
sent you the liquidation heat map on X. Tab.
So you said you posted it on X?
I sent it to you on DM.
Oh, and DMs on X. Okay, let me check this out here. I'm super curious. In the meantime, definitely take it away there, Kobe.
Oh no, I'm a little. I'm just trying to think over here. Um, Well, do I have to? It keeps when I'm just trying to run npm dev, and it's telling me I don't have the our database URL in there. Do I need to like fire up the database, like launch it locally in order to remove this? Have you had that issue before?
Um,
If not, it's okay. I can try to figure it out myself, but it's
I
okay.
you're on Mac, so it shouldn't be a problem. But you were using it before, no? Like that's the
Yeah,
part
on
that
like the previous version of the like before I pulled this branch.
just say force. Just say to force the
Got you.
like the to read the EMB file, I guess. I think it's part of the same problem. Just like screenshot and say this is the URL.
Got you. Okay. Good looking out.
Oh,
Good
snap.
looking out.
Sorry to interrupt there, guys. We officially have our first follower on Twitch.
Hey, thanks for the
Nice.
follow, y'all.
Let's go. Oh man, I need to figure out how to display like the new follower notifications and stuff like that. I'm super fired up. That's really cool. To whoever you are, our one follower. Oh, they may have. Oh no, no, we still got them. We still got. I thought they unfollowed us there for a second here. Um, no, they're still with us. I'm fired up. Thank you so much for following along. Hopefully, we can provide you some value. I'm looking at this heat map there, Whale, and it looks like based on this here, we've already wicked down to
Yeah, that's what
like
I'm looking at. So
100K.
that's wild.
That's absolutely wild. That
I
is
know
a
it was like different on on a bunch of exchanges. I think the low I didn't see the 100K, but that's aggregate. This is like not aggregated, but yeah. Uh
it's an aggregation
in,
of all the different exchanges.
yeah.
And for example, an XRP was completely taken. Let me see if I
Wow.
find it. Like completely taken. Like all the liquidity was taken.
Unreal.
Just send it
I
to you.
am okay, yeah, please do. I'm also just gonna pick up the Bitcoin chart, Bitcoin USD, the Binance chart maybe. Let's take a look. Oh man, that wick, there's a wick here on as well for Binance. Let's see if I can pull this up here. That is
Yeah, Binance
outrageous.
is there's a lot of people saying um
Shady
just
AF.
yeah, some shady stuff out of the Binance camp. Trading got halted, and
Oh my
um,
God.
but like not officially. They just like it's crazy, dude. It's like they have the balls to come on Twitter and say, "Oh, some users are may experience delays."
Yeah.
Lie. All users may experience delays. Lie.
Hmm.
Definitely experiencing not just delays. Um, the stop losses didn't get hit. A lot of people's stops didn't activate.
Oh, they didn't get triggered.
Hmm.
Oh, that's sketchy. That is
Yeah.
sketchy. Holy crap. I'm looking at this other heat map you sent me there, Whale. Wow.
That's for XRP. They're like all the liquidity got taken.
Unreal. Okay, I'm gonna check that out in a second here. I just want to also emphasize on this wick. Check out that volume. That's like dwarfed everything that we've seen in recent
Ever.
history. Oh my God,
Yeah, you
even
mean that
back,
one?
yeah, August of last year. That's like it's still like peaked significantly higher than that. Wow, that is outrageous. That seems very sketchy. I'm curious to check out one more exchange here. Let's take a look at Coinbase. Oh yeah, still wicked way down. Man, that's sus. Can you imagine how much liquidity that must have taken to send it that low?
The crazy thing is that I was like arbitraging on the way down. Then I got super tired. I was like exhausted. I was like, okay, I want to take a nap. And I wake up and everybody was panicking, and I was like, oh, I'm happy that I was out in that moment because I feel like that's when you make mistakes, and yeah.
Yeah.
Good call, man. Seriously, good call.
I mean, it
Like,
wasn't
yeah.
voluntary, but it happened, and I'm glad it happened like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Jeez, especially for the arbitrage. Were you doing flash loans or were you doing like manual?
Just the DEXs usually lag the centralized exchanges.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so it's like moving from a DEX to a SEX and back to the DEX, and yeah, just kind of like that.
Unreal, man. All right, let's pull up this XRP heat map here. Look at that. Like, such a ridiculous amount of liquidity swept there. Like, do you know what the time frame is on this? Oh, this is the daily chart. I'm curious to actually let's do this if you guys have a second here. Bitcoin. Let's go back to the Binance chart. This is on the daily. I'm curious to know how much time it took for that wick to go. This is one
1 hour.
candle.
1 hour.
I
Oh my.
fixed the EMV problem. It was the EMV was the path. It was yeah. Anyway, it's file path issue. Got it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Even this is like a 15-minute candle here. Sorry, real quick. Cobi, freaking congrats, man. Well done. Way to figure that out.
You're still in the heat map trap.
Ah, thank you, thank you. No one can really tell what I'm doing except for me. Awesome. Let's pull this up real quick and then I'll hand it over to you there, Cobi. I'm like hyper fixating on this and I need to stop.
No, dude, it's actually okay. I don't mind because then I can kind of just vibe out. Yeah, I don't mind. You can keep going. Basically, if anybody, you want me to just to kind of like tell people what I'm working on?
Sure thing, yeah. I'll just finish this off by saying this is the 15-minute chart. So in one candle, we saw a sweep all the way from Riverside's taking up some space here, all the way from 115 down to 107.
So I guess that's the one that I was saying that all the liquidity in 106 did not get taken.
You're right.
Like Binance still has liquidity at 106, for example. That's what I was trying to say.
That is worrisome.
Dude, did you see Sui went down 85%?
No. Are
Yeah.
you
I
serious?
think that might have been the most brutal.
Max Payne. Holy crap. Look at this.
Yeah, take that measure.
Zoom out, bro. Like there's still more candle down there. It's hitting on the
Unreal.
volume.
Yeah, the volume is covering up the wick. Yeah.
$3.20 all the way to 55 cents. That is stupid. Oh my god.
There you go.
I
Look
was
at-
terrified to open my Sui. I have a little position. I don't have much. I thought that I got liquidated, but I guess it
Yeah.
was so fast that like you
didn't
got
get
out of
triggered.
you got like below threshold and then back in too fast for it to get liquidated. I feel like that's what happened on borrowing and lending because
Yeah.
I feel like I would have gotten liquidated and I didn't, or I'm just taking it very conservative. I don't know which one it was.
Yeah. Let's go conservative. Really, sorry. I'm just going back over the on-chain metrics, and yeah, I feel like
go ahead,
in the
dude, yeah.
long run you're okay, unless I start to see whales really dump, and like MVRV really like hit new lows in people who are in loss. I feel like we're still in an uptrend, and I feel like we're just long overdue for this liquidity to be swept right up here.
So I have a
Yeah,
question for you, Trav.
please
If
go.
you're up $100 and then you lose 20, did you win or did you lose? Because that's what we do with the app. Like, and that's kind of what we were talking the other day. It's like sometimes I was talking with the private group that I have, and I was like, guys, have a plan with your leverage, and if you have to cut losses before it becomes a big loss. And they were like, oh, but I'm losing money. I was like, yeah, sure, but if you've been buying Flare at below a penny, like you're so in profit that it's better to just cut the losses early before they become a problem. Because like if we keep going down, like those losses are just going to become bigger. So I think that that's one thing that really helps with the app. It's just that you know where you are, and then you can just make decisions of being like, hey, I'm $100 up. I might cut my losses at 80 and I'm still up. Like I'm not really losing money. I'm losing profits, but not money.
That makes a ton of sense. That losing profits, not necessarily money. No, for sure, man. I think for me personally, it depends on the time horizon of my trade. Like if it's a very short term, I'll just cut and run. Like I will respect my stop losses and my take profits. But for like shorter time frames as well, it's like that range is going to be significantly smaller, likely because I'll be using like leverage and stuff like that. But for long term holds, honestly, I would just probably buy more. Like,
For sure. Yeah.
dollar
I'm talking
cost
about the
average.
leverage. I'm talking about like
Okay.
leverage price. And leverage, I mean with like borrowing and lending, not with like perpetuals.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Because that's also leverage and it's not the same kind of leverage. Like it's
That
way
makes
less
sense.
risky. You can control your risk much more with borrowing and lending than with
Oh,
perpetuals.
for sure. That makes a ton of sense. Yeah, no, I actually don't have a whole lot of experience with lending and borrowing except for like airdrop farming, like points farming and stuff like that. Um,
Dude, it's actually like I don't know. It's I would encourage you to play with it,
I will.
That,
especially when you're tethered up, right? Like let's say you're feeling like, oh, okay, hindsight's 2020, of course, but like if you would have, maybe saw that data that we were looking at earlier before, but you're like, I don't want to sell everything. I'm not 100% sure. Then maybe
Yeah.
you sell half your position in a certain asset, and then then you lend that. Um, that those stables, right? Or Will, explain it. You did this, right? Where you
yeah.
basically you're shorting, but through lending and borrowing.
Yeah, so basically, when you borrow an asset, you're either neutral in case of a stable coin, which means that you expect it to not go up or down, or you're short. Like you will never borrow a long asset because if
Okay.
it goes up, then it's going to cost you more to borrow. So basically, the way that you long is you buy crypto and then you borrow stables and then you buy crypto. If it goes up, it costs you
Ah,
less. You have to sell less of that crypto to pay back your debt. So if you want to
understood.
short, you borrow crypto, you sell for stables, and then if the value of the crypto goes down, then it costs you less to pay it back.
Okay. That's cool. It kind of reminds me of, well, it sounds like you're kind of hedging yourself, hedging your bet. But also kind of reminds me of like a delta neutral kind of like a options strategy as well, but with lending
Correct.
and
So you
borrowing.
can do the same thing with with LPs. I haven't really tested this out, but there is a way where you can like check your deltas and
Hmm.
then be as much long as you're short, and then the fees that you make on an LP are completely neutral because then the value like your value of the value of your LP, it's irrelevant of price movement. And then the fees that you make, you're extracting only the fees without being affected to the price movement. So yeah, it's a pretty interesting concept of like borrowing and lending. I think that it's pretty cool. And then if you
That's
manage
super
it
cool.
correctly, it also increases the velocity of your money. Because like let's say that you have $10,000 in Bitcoin,
Yeah.
you could borrow $3,000 or $4,000, which is conservative, like you're
Hmm.
not being full degen, and then you can have those $10,000 that are sitting and waiting for price appreciation, and then you have $4,000 that you can have cash flowing in LPs or whatever decision that you make. So
That's
then you can
super
increase the
cool.
velocity. That's what I'm teaching in DeFi. Like that's basically what we're doing. So for example, FXRP came up into. I was explaining this to Cobi. FXRP came up on Flare, right? The
Mhm.
F assets. So if you think about Michael Saylor, he's issuing stocks on his Bitcoin and then selling those stocks to buy more Bitcoin. But the only revenue that that Bitcoin is bringing is the hope that it's going to keep going up.
Mhm.
With FXRP now that you have DeFi, that you can create like yield strategies in different manners, then holding XRP now becomes much more interesting because now you can produce a yield. So there is an actual reason to hold XRP compared to Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is coming to Flare next year. So it's going to be the same process. And I think that that's why this DeFi is so interesting because then those liabilities that you have on your cold storage just waiting for price appreciation becomes assets that can provide you cash flow or make you money. I mean, even buying my laptop, I did that. I lent some money against my Flare
Huh.
and I bought my laptop. And then this laptop is a tool that I put to work. So instead of having that Flare that I either have Flare or I sell it to buy my laptop, I can do both. I can manage that price appreciation. So I think it's just being smart with your leverage because leverage for paying liabilities is a bad idea, but leverage for like putting it to work, it's a different story.
Brilliant. Man, we need to have more we need to get back into like our roots and have live streams on like DeFi strategies, different like
Anytime, dude.
liquidity pools, lending, borrowing, all these things. I'd love to even like get some positions going on stream as well, although I'm definitely needing to kind of boost my liquidity. I have nothing liquid right now. I'm all just trying to keep a roof over my head. But but I have some clients that I'm working for, and I'll be getting paid pretty soon here. So I'm hopefully gonna take some of that profit and you know reinvest it into myself and actually be smart with it for the long haul. Start building some positions here. I'd love to kind of do some of that live on stream. That'd be a lot of fun.
Anytime, bro.
Awesome, dude. I'm excited. I'm grateful. Shall we get back to vibe coding here? Because I don't want to take up all your guys' time.
Yeah, certainly. I think Whale is probably headed out shortly, and so we could cut a short stream, which is totally fine. But no, yeah. Am I free to share this? Sure. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Cool. Let's see. Boom. 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 Screen. Wait. Did that share? No. There we go. I'm live.
I do not see your screenshot. Ah, there. Oh, wait. Nope. I see Whale taking up the camera, and I love it. This is a cool looking screen. I'm geeking out. I see a lot of code, and it excites me.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I'm
Hopefully
a
that's okay to say.
goofball. I didn't realize that I didn't have the freaking dependencies installed or not installed here. Thinking about too many things at once. So basically what we're working on right now, I've kind of got this little like plan file just for the day, like this little afternoon sprint, which got interrupted by the market, which is totally fine. So what happened? So what we're working on right now, like Will mentioned, is like the current version of the app. You basically have to kind of like manually, you basically have to manually track your entries, your exits, so on and so forth, just your positions in general. And what we're doing now is we are making it automatic. So all you got to do is paste a wallet address in, and then you can it starts to query the blockchain or query our database for like you know things that we've stored that your wallet has done in the past, just to track your positions to get a better understanding of like what to do, what your options are. Like back what Whale said a few seconds ago, if you're up a bunch and the price starts to dip and all of a sudden your DeFi position or your regular your trade starts to go quote unquote in the red, but you're actually dollar costed average from way down below, you might start to panic. But if you kind of get a better visualization of what that's doing, then you might be able to make a better decision. And so actually, and I didn't tell Whale this, but the blockchain infrastructure, like the actual querying of the chain, is set up and semi working, but it's set up. And so what my job for this afternoon is to basically take that blockchain infrastructure, what we're reading, and connect it to the UI. There was a mismatch, and it wasn't getting sent to the UI correctly. So what I did was I pasted in like me and Whale's conversation, and we can even go way back to the top, right? So don't make any
Pasted
changes.
in the conversation. So cool.
Yes. Yeah. So it was just a message, and yeah, the following, and my teammate sent me the following message, and so I quoted this message. So in that branch, there should be another document that is called blah blah blah. It should have all the methods and transactions IDs, blah blah blah. And so I asked the AI here, and this is Codex that I'm running over here. I said, clarify that you understand what's going on, where we're at, what we're building, what was done most recently, and where the best place to pick up. He's built the UI, blah 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 blah. And so, yeah, this is just me checking the AI, make sure that I'm getting the AI and I are on the same page. And it went through, and then I realized, oh, wait, before I look at your message's truth, make sure you look at this other file. And I went through, and then there was one that it worked really long for. Yeah, it might have been this one. So after it read the plans, both plan files, I had it. I'm like, all right, cool. Go through the whole code base to confirm. And so it checked everything over here. So it's reading almost every file. It's grepping the whole. Holy shit! It's grepping the whole entire code base, and then I solidified the plan. So that's where we're at right now. In a couple different steps, breaking it down with like queuing the wallet refresh. And so what I'm doing is I'm trying to put a bow on step 2 right now. Which is basically has to do with like the API, and the wallet refresh, which just basically means like, when somebody goes to the page, it's going to refresh so they can actually see the data, right? Because there's no, we don't necessarily want to make unnecessary calls or queries, right? And so then the next step, I'm just going to replace like the placeholders with real Flare contracts and get in there. So pretty excited. I'm stoked to have this to be able to query our first automatic piece of blockchain data by the end of the day.
You have all the contracts, right? Somewhere in there.
So I actually don't think I do. So I only asked the AI if they were in there. Why don't we pull it up here?
Let me see if I can find it because I did put them in there.
In the implementation plan phase 2 or in the implementation plan, the first one?
That's a good question.
Because what I'm seeing is zeros. Oh, here's a thing, right? Okay, here's a real contract address.
Let me see. Let me see if I find it because I did put it somewhere.
Okay, sick. You're not looking. You're looking at your on your.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if I can find the files that I.
Cool. And so yeah, for everyone else too, and for you, Trav, like I actually like this is like I'm pretty confident in my ability to like build stuff with AI, especially and even with Web3 as well. But my biggest challenge, just to show a little bit of vulnerability here, my biggest challenge so far, and it's like we're just getting started, is the version control, right? Version control with other people, like I've never built something with somebody else before. It's always been just me. So like version control, like pulling updated versions after like Whale's done some things, and like making sure that I'm not losing a little like things that I'm working on that aren't completed, and that's kind of been something that I have that's been great because now I get to learn. And if I ever want to actually work with a proper team or continue to work with proper teams, then that's going to be a thing, right? Like at my 9 to 5, there's a team of devs and they're always, they have a staging area, right? So like when I'm on my own, I just have dev and production, right? I have dev environment and production environment. Never, I've done a staging before, but if you're building something local and it's not a big deal, it's like, why even have a staging environment? And so this has been a great learning experience for some of these really basic concepts, to be completely honest, that I just skipped over when I started building back at the end of last year, because I didn't need to. I didn't need to. But turns out, if you build a house with a shitty foundation, cracks start to show. So.
Indeed, they do. Indeed, they do. Really well said, man. That's I appreciate that you're kind of taking a step back and refocusing on, the necessities, the big picture here, and you're able to see the big picture. So many people are able to do that, including myself. I am the type of person who just likes to go full steam ahead, ignore the problems, and just pound my head against the wall and try to figure it out here. So huge strength, and I appreciate your vulnerability. That's
yeah.
the
And I
world
do
could use
want
more of
to,
that.
I'm kind of in this like weird situation at work, and like I won't get into it right now, but where I was like, oh, I'm for sure gonna leave, and I'm gonna be able to have some like more free time, and then something's changed, and but now, yeah, the free time that I thought I was gonna have isn't necessarily there for sure. But now, so I'm kind of bummed out because I was really stoked to like, oh, I'm gonna like go 10x harder on vibe coding. I'm going to go 10x harder on building. And I still think I can, maybe not 10x, but I still think I can go harder if I just use a little bit better time management and stuff like that. I started building an agent too the other day. And then ironically, so it was going to be this agent that was a companion while I was building.
That's cool.
And it was going to be an agent that basically was like a browser, or not a browser use, but like computer use agent, where it tested the app as a user while I'm building it, and then like sends like reports back to me in like JSON, so another agent can interpret it better. And so I was like trying to build this like flywheel thing, and Cursor actually built something like that. It's just via like an MCP server, which is cool because I'm already paying for Cursor. I wasn't excited to like have to pay for API calls for a built from scratch agent. But yeah, I don't know. Do you want to talk about the what we did on Friday on stream?
Sure. Yeah, I'm into it. Will, it sounds like you're out on a nice winter or summer's eve with crickets and a nice breeze blowing by. Is this what's happening for you right now?
No, that's not me.
Oh, is that me? Okay, no, it's definitely better now that you're muted. So definitely
He's
oh,
outside.
100%.
Here you're outside.
No, I'm inside. I'm inside my house with AC, so I don't know why, but I'll mute myself.
Oh,
I'm
maybe
trying to
it's the
get those.
AC actually.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the document for you,
Oh,
Kobe.
sick. Okay, cool. Because
Cool
yeah, and even
beans.
if you just, I know you had a doc of just contracts that you were building. So if like you could give me that raw, like give it to me raw, and oh
Oh, I'm
shit,
sure he will happily oblige.
dude,
Trying
what
trying to
tariff?
figure out where I downloaded it. So
Okay,
hold on.
no worries. It ain't. I'm not going anywhere. You got all of me. I want all of you. So, dude, what else is going on, Trav? Like, do you know if this like dump was like tariff related? I know there was tariff news that came out the day of the dump, and maybe that I tend to believe that that's like just a disguise for people for people to like play games, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Good
I don't know. How do you
question.
feel about that?
I have not been paying attention to like the macroeconomic situation here, but we can certainly take a look here. Why don't we pull up Grok actually, and we'll have a
Ooh,
conversation with Grok.
Web3 Matters featuring Grok.
Yes, let's do that. Let me just get the screen changed. So I just pulled up the pump.fun account here with our test token. And just so everybody knows, let's check this out. We are at 5.9K market cap. Let's go. Or wait, it says 4.9K market cap now. I'm confused.
Oh, it's because it's isn't it paired in Soul?
Ah, yes.
Soul's down.
Yes, that makes a ton of sense. No new transactions. I really don't understand how that's what the market cap is. I guess just. Oh no, I think I understand. Yeah, no, never mind. I understand. This is. Never mind. Market cap is 4.9K because because I do hold some of the tokens. Each token does have a value, so the value of all of the tokens together is 4.9K. What we own in our wallet is like 0.001 Sol, which is probably even less than that now because of the dump here. So makes a ton of sense. Let's pull up Grok, see if we can find.
Some macro action.
Yeah, exactly. Let's do that. So Super Grok. And let's do Grok 4 fast. I'm into it. Or what do you think? Grok 4 fast or is expert better? Or something like this, Kobe.
Try both. I don't know. Yeah, try both. I don't know. I don't
Alright.
really use Grok much, but I think it's fast is fine as long as you tell it to only report back news that's like within the last 72 hours. Like give it like a rule, basically.
That's a dump in the crypto. Do you know if the like the S&P had a dump as well?
It did. Obviously, nothing is crazy, but it definitely did. It was. I mean, we were at all-time highs on the stock market, so
Yeah.
it took a pullback. I think it actually kind of happened before. Like I think the stock market started to pull back on Thursday, and I guess
Okay.
Bitcoin did too. It just didn't dump until yesterday. But we were pulling back from our all-time high, or Bitcoin's all-time high. There I go saying our, like I like crypto.
I love it. On chain.
Just kidding. I do actually love crypto. I just hate losing money, and I am. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And I was telling Whale too, like like you said, bro. Like you're not exposed to many things right now. You're trying to keep a roof over your head. I'm kind of in the same boat. But it's crazy. It's this like psychological thing that when somebody is in a lower socioeconomical class, they are more inclined to make riskier decisions because they want to like change their situation.
Yeah, 100%. It's very
Often that,
true.
yeah, and then often that leads to losses, right? Where you make your
Yeah.
situation worse. You know, maybe 1 out of 100 people actually do like are successful at that,
Mhm.
and it's even a bigger thing. Like forget markets. Like that's kind of just like the world, right? It's like
Oh,
keep
100%.
the rich get richer, and I'm not trying to be like anti-rich, but
No, that's okay. You can be anti-rich
yeah,
until, of course, we are rich. But even then, I'll probably hold some resentments against myself for being so damn rich.
right.
But I digress. I am not there yet. So until then, yeehaw.
Let's go.
I think it's about like asymmetric bets, and when you have not much, you have more to win than you have to lose. But I
Good
do
call.
believe that the only way to actually change that situation is by having a system
Yep.
that you can consistently add wins, because it's not about having 1,000,000% a day. Like
No.
if you do that, then like you said, you might win one day, but then the next day you're going to lose it. It's more like how do you create a system
Yeah.
that consistently you make sure that you always have more than you had before. And for example, when I got here to where I live now, I was living at the beach. Like I was camping every single day.
Oh man.
The first two
Wow.
years I was camping for 8 months, and the other months were like house sitting. And I wasn't making much money, but I had a system where every single payment that I got, 10% would go into crypto, no matter what.
Incredible, man.
And that
Okay.
was just kind of like consistently. And now, a few years forward, like that has compounded, plus DeFi, plus interest, plus price appreciation. That has allowed me to like step up little by little. So I think it's just kind of like that's kind of what I was saying. It's like shifting that mindset for like how do I create assets that then those assets give me cash flow, and then the velocity of, because really what you want to increase is your velocity of money, not the size of your bets.
Yeah.
Brilliant. That is
And I,
brilliant. And that's more so wealth creation as opposed to degen betting. True.
correct.
Exactly.
Yeah. So for me, it's like, I mean, I have a bag of my leverage that I use for LPs, and then I have another bag that I use with like stablecoin yield, which is of course much less, but it's constant. And if I can consistently get wins, then my situation improves over time, as opposed of like one time yes and three no, because
Yeah.
that's the problem with leverage, that like I would have, even if I had stop losses, I would get like one win and then lose it over the next five trades. And then I would have another
100%.
win and then lose the
It's
next
like the
eight trades. And then I
yo-yo.
was negative. And I feel like,
100%.
yeah, like that should be a small part of your bags, no matter, because the other thing I think about is terms of percentage. Like I have my long term move, like my treasury bag, and that one I'm happy to hold forever. And then I have my short terms, and if I make 5% or 10%, like I close it, I take some profits, and then I use those profits for another business. And that's kind of how I perceive DeFi. It's like you have one, you take four leverage, and then once you get those four again, now you have two businesses that are cash flowing, and then you have four, and then like just kind of creating a system that it's systemically allowing you to grow, not based on randomness, but on like a structure.
I love that. That's so smart. And I love the strategy of, taking X percentage of your wins and then putting it into your treasury bag as well. You're really just, and I'm going on two different points here. The main point I think I want to make is like, especially when you do have those short-term plays that you're doing, the odds of your trading psychology going down the toilet is significantly higher. However, if you can create that long-term bag, that one there that's locked in where it's still growing no matter what, that fear and greed is going to hit you so much less in your small allocation for short-term riskier bets. Um, Compared to if, like, that's everything that you have in your leverage trading account, then like if it
Right.
goes up or down, you're going to be glued to it and you're going to be freaking out if it dips even a small amount, or you're going to be freaking singing praise to whoever higher power you may seem to, whatever. Stop that
Seriously
train of
though.
thought. Like greed and fear is, you need to mitigate that at all cost. And if you can like be strategic and only allocate X percentage of your portfolio to riskier trades, and you still have 80% of your wealth tied up in like long-term wealth generating strategies, it's you'll be way more neutral when you're making these riskier trades. And like, it just makes so much more sense. So, and that's the thing. Back to your point, Kobe, is you know, people who do have money, that's the situation that they're in. Like
Right.
they can make outrageous trades, but it's going to be money that they have, and that they're going to be more than happy if it burns or not, or
Hmm.
if it goes to the moon. Whereas someone who is low socioeconomic status, with that they're taking their last $100, sticking it onto the market, and they're basically betting on black, like
Pretty much.
they're going to be very compromised from a mental state perspective, and then also like not even to mention the resources they have to actually interpret what's happening on the market as well. That's another huge discriminating factor between people who have money and who don't. People who are rich have more information, have more contacts, have more insights. They will be able to make smarter trades because they have the money to do it. Whereas someone who's just down on their luck, zero money, they're not. So, yeah,
Hmm.
be smart with your
And
cash,
it's
please, people.
2% a day. You know what I mean? Like if like this is such a like a early investing concept, right? Like
Yeah.
making really small percentage every single day. Like I mean, Whale did it, right? Like Whale's not in a mansion. He doesn't drive a Lamborghini, but he's not on the beach anymore.
Yeah.
And it's just like those small compounded wins is, um, and I need to take that advice myself, but um, you gotta. Okay, I heard a quote yesterday, or even it was this morning. The second half of your life is some basically you're just like living out the compounded effects of the habits you learned in the first half of your life. And
Damn.
obviously we can change our habits. It's just harder. Trav, you and I both know this, right? It's like it's difficult to like change your habits that you've learned over years. Um, but it's the same with trading, right? It's the same with trading. If you keep or investing, if you keep doing the same thing, you're never going to learn. You have to almost force yourself to do the thing that might hurt. And if taking 3% profits hurts, um, which is crazy to think about, like 10, 20 years ago, they would have laughed at us. But
Yeah.
uh, then you just have to do that shit. So
100%. 100%. I just pulled up just the 15-minute Bitcoin chart here, so we can just kind of monitor what's happening live as we're hanging out here. Um, and then I also got the feedback from Grok about what the heck is going on in the market. If you guys are interested in what's going on in the market right now, what caused this massive dump, stay tuned. The time is now. Actually, let me just zoom in a little bit more so that people can actually see what's going on here. Um, Looks like, yeah, we're gonna try and hopefully test this upper trend line now. I'm curious to know if we're gonna, because like, real quick, sorry, I totally just got sidetracked. I love technical analysis, and it has been a long time since I've had the opportunity to do so, and it
dude,
feels really
TA it
good.
up, TA it
Yeah,
up.
yeah. So we're definitely on this downtrend right now on the 15-minute chart here. So if I were a betting man, and I am, but I don't have the money to do it right now, I bet that we're going to continue to go up at least up until about here, and then probably test the low side of this again. But we will see. As we're keeping an eye
It
on this. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say it's better than it doing the other way. To be honest, like after a dump, I would way rather see this than than if it was just angled 45 degrees upward like that
Yeah.
channel. Because
Oh,
then it's like for
100%.
sure bear flag. You're almost guaranteeing structurally that you're gonna see more downside. That's barely a lower low. You have RSIs out on the bottom there. We got any type of hidden bullish? No, nothing. There was hidden bullish on that. That's what I was kind of banking on before we went live.
Oh,
See that candle with the crazy wick, the
right here.
15. Yeah, that's what I was. If that would have closed, if that would have been the bottom, then
Yeah.
we would have had hidden bullish, right?
Okay, I think this might actually be a hidden bearish happening right now here. So this is the last peak that we see on the RSI, and this peak here is lower on the chart but higher on the RSI. I forget, is that hidden bullish or bearish? I don't remember
I'm not quite sure on the highs. I only know the
the lows.
lows as well.
Still though, let's see here. Yeah.
But
Regardless, this
I'm not
around
too
here
sure
was
about that.
bullish. So actually, this what I like about this specific, it's the volume and RSI with some Bollinger here. So this actually predicted this little bounce right here. We bounced off the bottom of the Bollinger, and then this bullish signal popped up on the RSI as well. So that actually
Gotcha.
predicted this upswing in the short term here. So
I've
actually, I'm
asked
like
you this before, but what is this tool?
Trend Spider.
Trend Spider. Is it free?
No.
Okay.
I don't remember how. Oh, actually, no, I do remember. I was part of this trading group way back when, and I won a free lifetime membership to it. I think it's pretty expensive. It's like $60 a month US. So
No.
that's like 10,000 Canadian dollars a month.
Can you? Oh, and it's got notes and everything there on the right. And I'm
Yeah.
bots. It has a bot button. What's that?
Yeah. So you can actually, it's like a trading bot. Like,
And you
you
can
can,
change your LLM. It's got like models in
yeah,
there.
it's
But
sick.
there's
I
an
haven't,
actual bots button on the side there. If you scroll, if you go, just keep going down on that panel.
here, trading bots.
Ooh.
You can add a trading bot widget. So you can actually create strategies, test strategies on
Yeah.
this, and you can implement your trading bot here as well. And it's sweet. It's really freaking cool. I
Yeah.
have never
Damn.
actually, I didn't realize you can actually have the trading um,
Signal
incorporated
Slack.
into it as well, which is super
Oh, and
cool.
then it had exchanges on the bottom that you can connect it to via their
Yeah,
API.
yeah, yeah.
Dude.
J-
Dude.
Options.
Oh,
There's
we lost
no.
whale. I didn't even know.
Oh crap. Well,
Let's see.
shout out to you, Will. Really appreciate you being here. Oop. Analysts season. Yeah, I know. So this is mostly for stocks, but even then, here we got from Cointelegraph. Let's see here. Apparently, the selling off in Bitcoin and altcoin is not over yet, but data suggests that the nature of the let's see here. Let's see here. Can you see this
Yeah.
news price here or this article?
Oh, no, no, no. I can't. But sounds like it lets you pull up the actual like source article
Hmm.
into a new tab.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay,
Sweet.
crypto market continues to reel. Oh wait, Friday's historic sell-off, which resulted in over 20 billion in centralized exchange liquidations and several hundred million across the DeFi landscape. Holy crap. Traders were clearly caught off guard as President Trump's 100% tariff on Chinese imports. Wow.
Hmm. That was kind of the accelerant, or like the, yeah, whatever you want to call it, kind of the spark. Uh,
Insane.
and then, I mean, so much leverage was probably stacked on leverage on top of leverage, right? So like this is what I used to do is I would do the lending and borrowing, right? So I would borrow away my assets and then or lend away my assets and then borrow stables against them, and then I would
Mhm.
leverage trade with those stables, which is a dangerous game to play, but theoretically, like, that's leverage on top of leverage. And if I'm doing it with, $500, imagine what else
Oh my
what these
goodness.
big guys are doing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, here's some more heat maps here. That was significant. Look at this freaking candle, man. Unreal. This is the open interest. You can see the amount of liquidations just from we got
Is
Hyperliquid
that
is in orange,
interactive? Oh, it's just interactive.
OKX,
Okay.
like unreal.
Yeah. So are
Uh,
we back to baseline then? We gotta be, right? We gotta be like back to set. I'm gonna look up fear and greed index. What's that on? I'll just type it in. Crypto fear and greed index. What's that say? I'm very curious. 35. Okay. So not like super low, but
is that
pretty.
does
Go
that
ahead.
adjust daily or when does that update?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. Yeah, it hasn't probably updated for today yet.
Mm,
Yeah, today the 10th. Oh, today's the 11th. This is the the 9th was yesterday. So it updates every day at 7 p.m.
okay.
My time. So that's in about 2 hours and 5 minutes.
So I imagine it's going to be quite a bit more fearful. is my
Right.
guess.
Well,
Is
the
my guess.
low for this month was 32, and that was back on the 25th of September. And
Oh
that was, I
wow.
think, when we went from what, 120 to like 109. But it was a slow bleed, right? So,
Mm.
and you can see the same chart. I mean, I'm not sharing my screen, but you can. The fear and greed index was a slow bleed too. But
Oh
yesterday,
yeah.
I mean, we were in extreme greed. Yeah.
Yeah.
On the 6th of, yeah, just a few days ago, we
Yep.
had entered the extreme greed. So, show me the charts. I'll show you the news type of thing here. I
A
think.
hundred percent. And you can
I
totally see it in the sentiment or the sand base social sentiment chart as well. It is pure, like it is in the fear territory now. It
hmm
is no longer not even neutral anymore. It jumped from euphoric down to fear in like a heartbeat. It's
Well,
pretty
it,
wild.
I'm sorry to everyone who got hurt on the downside, but it's what the market probably needed. And I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and say if the bull run's over or not.
No,
I don't know. I still think, and this might, if we bounce here, or at least if we go sideways and don't continue to bleed down, that it solidifies the fact that we're still in a bull market, right?
yeah,
I mean, maybe not solidifies, but it increases the probability that we still are. And
totally.
I still think we're in a Bitcoin super cycle. I
I
think the
agree.
cycles are done, at
Yep.
least in the previous version, for sure.
100%. And then based on what we saw on Sandbase as well, whales are still accumulating. And then there were other metrics as well, like that's showing this is not the be all end all, you know, like yes, this is this is tragic. And actually, I was reading the feedback from Grok, which I'll read here in a second. Actually, you know what? Let me read this right now. This right here, this statement is nuts. So the crypto market experienced one of its most severe single day crashes today, with total liquidations exceeding 19 billion, the largest in history, surpassing events like the 2022 FTX collapse, which was 1.6 billion, and the 2020 COVID crash, which was 1.2 billion. So like by tenfold, it
Wow.
out like people like
Yeah.
liquidations were 19 billion versus 1.6 billion of the FTX crash. That is
What?
crazy. Unreal.
Man, that proves the Binance stuff even more, right? Because during FTX, like, and I'm sure maybe there was like a lot of volume, or like maybe some trades weren't going through, but nothing like we saw yesterday.
No,
Um, because if stops would have gotten hit, then that number would have gone, be way, 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 way lower.
absolutely.
I just can't believe that. And I'm just repeating what I heard, and I don't know if there's like, besides the stuff on Twitter, like they actually, they posted, and then there's other people that are like claiming that their stops didn't get hit, so it's kind of all hearsay. But I don't know if that helps CZ's chance of getting a pardon or whatever, or a settlement or whatever they're looking for in the United States.
Jeez.
So.
I have a really hard time feeling bad for CZ. I did see that he was, yeah, actually, we saw that on our stream yesterday that he was, that thread guy was
With
interviewing him.
Thread Guy, yeah.
Yeah, I'd be curious to go back and watch that again.
Oh,
Actually,
dude, I might watch that after this while I keep working.
I might even
The
feed it. I might even just share the screen and play it so that
Oh,
we can just keep the stream going and people can
yeah,
watch. Like
hell
on,
yeah, let's do it, dude. You want to cover anything else before we jump, or what?
yeah, I'll take a look just at the rest here of the feedback from Grok. So apparently it's saying this wasn't a random flash crash, but a perfect storm of macroeconomic shocks, structural vulnerabilities, and amplified on-chain activity. So the primary catalyst apparently was Trump's 100% tariff
Yeah.
on on China on its like imports, I guess.
Yep.
So that's fear gauge spike. The crypto fear and greed index flipped from 64 to 27 within 24 hours, which is wild. Other
Oh,
contributing
they're
news,
reporting 20, or Grok's reporting 24.
uh, 27 within
Okay.
24 hours. Yeah. So other contributing news events: U.S. government shutdown entering its 11th day created uncertainty with delayed economic data, amplifying risk aversion. Fed and macro pressures, ongoing ETF outflows from ETH ETFs So apparently there was 175 million plus outflow from ETFs over 5 days. Apparently Mount Gox repayments flooding approximately $9 billion in Bitcoin. Rising U.S. bond yields added downward pressure as well. Apparently
Nobody
there
wants to
was
hold those bonds.
no way. So there's exchange platforms like Binance reported slowdowns and Oracle glitches. Example, Chainlink and Pyth feeding faulty prices, worsening the cascading liquidations. Apparently there
I
was a
didn't hear
stable
that.
coin depeg drama. Athena's USDE 140 billion synthetic dollar briefly depegged to 60 cents due to negative funding rates and large cross-margin liquidations in Binance, triggering DeFi protocol failures and recursive lending loops, which echoed
Damn.
the 2022 Terra Luna collapse.
Yep.
Freaking wild.
I got burned that day, dude. I was substitute teaching and I couldn't. It wasn't Binance's fault. It was I was in the school and they have like a cell phone like blocker. I
Yeah.
remember like trying to go. I like went to the window and like put my phone up to the window to try to like close my position, and I just like couldn't. It was all happening too fast, and I got like I mean it was not a crazy amount, but
Yeah,
um,
yeah. That
that's
is
what was that guy's name? Do
terrifying.
Kwon.
Yes. Oh God.
We
Like
got Do Kwon.
we got Do Kwon, and then what's his name from FTX as well? Freaking
SBF.
yes,
Yeah,
that dude.
what a nerd. Dude, he
Although,
tweeted GM the other day
oh
from
God,
prison.
get
Just
out of
just
here.
just GM. Yeah.
The
Very
thing about
weird.
him though is that I feel like he was just the puppet. Like all these other players behind the scenes were involved as well, and they just
Oh
were
yeah.
looking for a scapegoat. Not at all taking him off the hook for all of his involvement, but like guarantee so many more people needed
Fall
to be
guy.
convicted for that. Yeah, who absolutely
hmm
were not.
Like he definitely broke a bunch of laws, and like he definitely was borrowing from Peter to pay Paul in the
Mm-hmm.
like what was it, Sequoia? Or no, but basically they're like investment firm, right? Like they were basically
Mm-hmm.
like funneling money from one to the other, and the reason they passed an audit was because their books were inflated by their own token price,
Right.
which is like, dude, you can't have your own
So
Bitcoin on
sketchy.
there.
So friggin' sketchy.
I know.
Um, yeah, just not okay. Not okay at all. I do want to say though, on all of my follow or all the people who I'm following, which is over 5,000, we are number two in Live on X right now.
Hell yeah.
So let's go. Um, yeah.
Heck yeah. Well, I might jump out of here and get back to this project. Whale finally sent me those contract addresses so I can import those, and hopefully I can do my job here for them.
Okay, yeah, yeah. By all means, go for it, man. I should probably get going here as well. Well, actually, real quick, I'm just seeing this. I asked Grok if there were any sus wallets that were involved that either dumped before they caused this cascade or, just maybe initiated the cascade of liquidations here. And it's saying here that apparently there were key whale shorts hours before
Oh, I
Trump's
saw that.
post. A BTC OG wallet, possibly linked to Trend Research, opened a $438 million short with 3,600 Bitcoin on Hyperliquid, um,
Whoa.
with liquidation price at 139,000, well above crash levels. And they net 35.8 to 160 million dollars in profit. Another whale deposited 80 million USDC and shorted 3,500 Bitcoin within minutes, profiting 200 million dollars combined. Linked wallets mirrored these moves, raising insider knowledge allegations, which pisses me off. And we have
Insane, dude.
post-crash dumps. During the chaos, opportunistic sells included two hacker-linked wallets that dumped 4,000 or 5,480 ETH for $3.7 million realized loss. Bought a week prior. XRP whales offloading $50 million daily amid the rout, and then Chainlink team unlocking 18.75 million link, which is $387 million to Binance, contributing to a 21% link drop as well.
That's
Just
not bad, actually.
could be worse.
Yeah.
Although still kicking people when they're down, that kind of bothers me.
Yeah.
Broader whale behavior. STH whales took $10.1 billion in profits pre-crash, post-crash. Some covered shorts for arbitrage. No evidence of singular crash initiator wallet, but the coordinated shorts times to the news look too
250.
perfect.
Yeah. And I know those, and I'm not trying to like throw anybody under the bus or like any of the Trump guys, but you know, what's his name? Eric Trump is like heavy into Ethereum, and they have like the what's it called, the World Liberty Finance, and I don't
Oh yeah.
know, man. It wouldn't surprise me at all.
No, not at all. Not
It'd
at
be
all.
hard for me not to to be honest, if I was in that position. I'm not saying I would, but it would be like difficult to say, okay, I have this information. I could like make a bunch off this and potentially not get caught. It would just be difficult to not participate in that.
Yeah, I would see the temptation for sure. For sure.
But like he's okay. That's that's because I'm freaking broke right now. But
That's
like
true.
if I was already a millionaire, come on, dude. Like that's what you're saying. You're kicking people while you're down. You're just taking money away.
Yeah. 100%, man. It's annoying.
I wonder if they took profits. I guess they did. Or, like, were those first like the big whale like shorts? Did they ever? Did they? It doesn't say anything about when they closed. It just said like it said.
I think they
Profit
did
X amount
close
of
at
dollars.
like several hundreds of millions of dollars worth of profit. I believe.
Wild, dude. Wild.
It's
dude.
wild. But yeah,
Well,
man, I
shit.
think I might put on the thread guy
Do it,
AMA
dude.
here.
Do it. I'll watch it. I'll tune in. I'm gonna jump over and tune in.
I love it.
All
Perfect.
right. Hey, dude. Thanks for firing this up for me. Tomorrow or the next day. Let's or maybe sometime before next. Yeah, sometime soon. Let's try to get me into to set up the so I can do it on StreamYard. And
That'd be
kinda
cool.
Just go.
Yes.
All I have to do is just like log into the X account proper instead of the delegate thing, and we'll be good. But,
Okay.
dude,
Perfect.
It's been a pleasure.
Right back at you, man. And we'll get StreamYard hooked up to Twitch as well. Let's see. Do we have any viewers on Twitch right now? We have one viewer.
Hey, shout
Love you.
out. Love you. All right. Peace out, Trev.
All right. Later, man. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye. All right. And if you guys are interested, I will put the thread guy stream on with CZ. And then, yeah, I'll just let that run for a little while. I will be on the background. So if you guys just need me, just drop a comment and I'll come running. So here we go.
Like you're firing right now. Yes, sir. How are you, dude? Welcome to the stream.
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for having me here.
Of course, I'm gonna be honest, man. I wasn't sure if you were gonna come when I made that first tweet. I thought I was gonna be tweeting for weeks.
Oh.
Instant reply. It was awesome.
Oh, but yeah, I just saw it. Well, somebody sent it to me and said, oh, "Why not?" Yeah.
I fucking love it. I appreciate
Yeah.
you for coming on, dude. I feel like right now, and look, we have a lot to talk about. We're gonna get into everything. There's a lot going on. I feel like right now is like the most active you've ever been on Twitter. Like you're firing right now.
No, I was way more active before when I was, yeah. But now, just in the last week, there was just a lot of stuff happening. But when I was running Binance, I was on Twitter way more. Now I travel a lot, and then when I travel, I just, yeah. But the last couple of days, there was just so much stuff happening. So yeah.
So there is a lot happening right now. We'll get into
Yeah.
all of it. And I mean, dude, this morning I woke up and Twitter was going absolutely crazy over this Jeff tweet. What's the lore on that? Twitter was going nuts. You quote tweeted, I think it was from 2018, one of the cohorts. Jeff from Hyperliquid was in it, and yeah, Twitter went crazy today. Like, what's the lore on that?
I don't know him, and I don't think I ever met him in person. So look, I wasn't very involved with all the cohorts in the Binance Season 1 Labs incubation projects. So I don't think I don't think I ever met him in person, at least not that I know of. And it was only early this year, Ella told me, look, he was the season 1 cohort, and said, do I want to chat with him? I was like, yeah, let's chat with him, find out like, what's going on. I don't think he was ready for invest. We were not trying to. We didn't discuss a deal. There was no deal that was ever proposed. No, like they were already pretty big, so they kind of. We like to invest in early projects. Like we like to get in early. That's why we do incubations. We do easy residencies, etc. We like to help them grow. So I think it was more of a casual chat. Unfortunately, I overslept because I set my alarm clock wrong. So no, and then we didn't. I think because there wasn't a specific purpose to the meeting, so we didn't really bother rescheduling it. So that was that, really. Yeah.
Hey, be honest. Be honest. Do you regret missing that meeting?
No. It wasn't. At the time, it was only a few months ago, so it wasn't like super early. So
Okay,
it was
okay.
like a couple of months ago. They're already, valuable, extremely valuable, extremely successful. I don't think it was the right target for us to. We don't make huge acquisitions, right? So we don't make huge. And well, I think the largest one we've done to date is probably CoinMarketCap. That was a couple $100 million.
Wow.
So I think they were already beyond that. So yeah, so there wasn't an agenda, and so that's why we probably didn't really bother to reschedule it. He's busy, I'm busy. So
Thus.
that was that. It wasn't like, oh, we're trying to get a deal done.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I had to ask. Twitter was going crazy this morning.
Yeah.
But I think to start, like, I kind of want to ask you, CZ. I want to know like what your goals are from this point. And the reason I ask it to sort of set it up is, I mean, look, you quote tweeted that I think it was Forbes that was estimating your net worth, and you said it was a little bit high, but objectively, you're one of the richer people in the world. I don't think anyone can argue you're one of the titans ever to come through crypto. And I mean, you're kind of fresh out of jail, and you're on the timeline right now. You're on Twitter, and you're going really hard. Like I'm just curious what your goals are and like why you are sort of doing what you're doing right now.
Sure. So I think yeah. So before I was like, I was never that money driven. Like the Binance success happened so quickly that it didn't allow me the stepwise increases in sort of learning about wealth, enjoying it, etc. And I was busy the whole time. Like I was very busy. Like very it grew so quickly that we were on firefighting all the time for the first couple of years, and then we were dealing with the U.S. government for a few years, and it was stressful. And then look, so for me it was like I come from a fairly humble beginnings, and even so. So I was never used to a luxury life, and I was fine. I'm very functional. I like everything that functions. I don't care about I wear like cheap clothes, but they work. They're comfortable. I sit on normal chairs. I don't need a super expensive chair. I don't need a super expensive watch. Like I just don't have those things, right? So I
Anyone
wore a
who
Garmin watch, which is
brags
like a I don't know
about
$300
not being
watch.
rich,
It works. So
I'm having a hard time
and then
believing
also
this
like
guy.
because
Although I'm
Binance
gonna have
went
a hard
from
time
like
believing
zero to
anything
like
he
the
says. Back
world's
at you.
largest crypto exchange in 5 months, and then in about from 7 months, Forbes put me on that cover, right? And was like, and my friends like, oh, you must be really rich. I'm like, I don't feel rich. Like I got zero. I didn't have a lot more money, so I didn't go through the steps. When people go through the steps, they become $10 million. Now they start buying watches and cars, and then become $100 million. They buy big fancy houses. $200 million, they buy yachts, and then I didn't go through that progression. It just went from zero to like cover of Forbes. I'm like, what? And I didn't feel it. So nothing's changed for me. I didn't cash out. I don't have more money in my bank. I don't have more in my wallet. So I get a little bit more now in my wallet than before, right? So but those are not like billions of dollars of like billions and billions of dollars like they talk about. So I didn't develop that. And then in terms of what I want to do, so I'm not poor, and I think, look, I don't need to prove that. So I'm okay with a one-trick pony, of being a one-trick pony. So I don't need to be a serial successful entrepreneur. Like I think I did well. I made some mistakes, but I didn't make serious mistakes. Like there's no fraud, no users got hurt. So I protected all our users, all the BNB investors, all my all the team members who have shares in the company. I think the team did well. I protected the platform that we built. I took responsibility for the things, for my mistakes, and I took it head on, right? So, and then when I was in jail, I was like, thinking about what's important. In jail, actually really clears your mind. You figure out, number one, health is really important. If you're not healthy, then nothing matters. And in jail, you don't have access to you don't have very good access to doctors, unless you're dying on the floor. Like they don't care, right? So you got to eat healthy, sleep well, and
Jail
luckily you got
really
nothing else to
clears
do.
your
So it's like,
mind.
it's actually quite good. And then it's like, okay, what do you miss the most? Everything's taken away from you,
I'm
right?
sure your
So you
version
miss
of
your
jail was
family,
pretty
you, mi-
bougie there, my
you miss the
friend.
people. So it's the human connection that you miss. And then after that, everything else is secondary. I miss the food, I miss the comfortable bed, but you can deal with that. Those are secondary. And so after came, like, even before I went to jail, it's like it was very clear that I couldn't do Binance anymore. Or I cannot run Binance anymore. I'm still a shareholder. Um, and then I thought, okay, so what would be exciting for me? What would make me happy? So I thought about this long and hard. I think animals are genetically selected or engineered to want to help the same species. So so when you can take care of yourself, helping others make yourself feel better, right? So if like no, if I'm hungry, then I gotta take care of that. If I'm cold, then I need a place to shelter. But once I take care of myself, helping others make me feel good. And then I was thinking about, okay, how can what's the best way to help others, right? So at that point, look, I already pleaded guilty to a U.S. federal crime, so I don't care about reputation. Like my reputation is already like kind of damaged in a lot of senses. But at the same time, I do care about my credibility. I didn't hurt any users, right? So I didn't hurt anybody. So and then do I care more about power? I already stepped down from Binance, right? And so fame and power, do I care more about more money? Like I didn't spend that much money. I haven't spent like even a small portion of the money that they claim I have. So I'm like, okay, if those three things doesn't matter, what matters to me? What matters to me, I think, is when I'm old, I want to know that I did my best to help others, right? So as long as I'm happy with myself when I'm old, then I did my best. So that's kind of what I care about. And then with that, it's like, okay, what's the maximum impact, positive impact that I could do, right? So if my ability is high, I'll do more. If my ability is low, I'll do less. So I thought, education is a really good one because that can influence scale. If we build a digital platform that can educate everybody. And so we continue to work on that. And then after like I got out of jail and took me a few months, like that experience stays with you for like that. It took me a few months to get more active on Twitter, to get to talk to people more normally. So I stayed at home with family, etc. After a few months, I was okay. Well, I can still run the investment part of our portfolio, right? So that's nothing to do with Binance.com, the exchange. I said, okay, I'll run. No, I will get involved in Binance Labs. So we said, okay, just to make the distinction clear, we're rebranded. And then like no, I'm very committed to the BNB chain ecosystem, obviously. So again, that has nothing to do with a centralized exchange. So I get there, we invest, we help other founders. So for me now, I'm just very happy to help other founders to be successful. So I'm happy to be a coach, cheerleader, however you call it. So that's kind of what I do. Yeah.
So on the back end of that, given the position you sit in and your history in crypto, do you feel like a sense of responsibility for how the industry plays out from here?
No, I don't feel. So first of all, I don't feel that grand. I don't think anyone can feel responsible, single-handedly responsible for crypto and the industry. I think the industry will be fine. The industry will go through winters. It will go through cycles, but each cycle is higher than the next one. So I think the industry will be fine. I'm not that grand. I want to contribute. And if I look at what I know, where I have influence, what I can contribute to, it's in crypto, right? So this is where I spend quite a lot of my time today talking with people. My network is also here, and everyone wants to talk to me about crypto. The crypto guys come to me, and the AI guys, well, a few of them come to me, but they don't come to me in the same way. The biotech guys, we invest, we have to go to them because, and I also don't know that space that well. So So in crypto, I would like to continue. I definitely will continue to make my contributions, but I don't think I'm responsible for crypto, or like, that's just that's too much. So I think there are many strong players, people who are contributing to crypto. So yeah, but I'm just part of it. Yeah.
I didn't mean to put the future of the industry on your shoulders there, but I was curious. You know, before we get into some of the more specific meme, Aster, perp deck stuff, I want to ask you, like, I think crypto Twitter, specifically the on-chain sort of trenches side, if you will, it's in a little bit of a weird place, right? Like you look at, Bitcoin just made a new ATH. It's a couple percent off today, and you scroll the timeline on crypto Twitter, and it's kind of in shambles. And if you zoom out, a lot's happened with crypto. We have the Trump admin, which has really adopted crypto. We have ETFs on on Bitcoin, on Sol, on ETH, on every major crypto asset. Every TradFi institution in the world is adopting stable coins. And so from the outside looking in, crypto, I mean, it's one, right? Mainstream adoption has happened. It's infiltrated every vertical of the world. And then on chain, I think is sort of in a little bit of a weird spot where the meme coin thing really happened. It's still happening, but not at the same scale that it was. And I think there's just a little bit of a stalemate where people are unsure on the retail on chain side what's next and what to believe in. Like, what is sort of your optimistic North Star vision for where on chain can go from here?
Yeah. So yeah, I think I agree with you. Well, but I think the problems you described are, there's some issues, but they're largely good because that means the industry is getting bigger. So before, in 2013, 14, everyone's in Bitcoin. It's called the Bitcoin industry back then, right? It's not really crypto or blockchain industry. It's just Bitcoin. Um, and then 2017, I think Ethereum was there, and then there was some reasonable altcoins, and Ethereum has like the ERC20 token thing, and then everyone's doing ICOs, and there's way more projects, and that caused the boom. 2021, there was DeFi, NFTs, etc. DeFi stayed. NFTs become much smaller. They're still there, but much smaller from the top. And this time around, no, as you said, we're seeing a lot more. We're seeing ETFs. We're seeing memes. We're seeing stable coins. We're seeing RWAs. So there's we're seeing DATs. So that's a lot more now, which is good. I think the industry is getting bigger. But I also see that, yeah, as you said, the industry is, number one, is more divided, both like, in terms of sectors of industries, different cohorts of players, and different regions. So there's a bit more division, but I think that's a matter of size, right? So the industry is bigger, and I think there are more, because there are more institutional so now the government's coming in, institutions are coming in, Wall Street's coming in, national reserves are coming in. There's more different types of players, and many of those players are what we call traditional players. So there's now a mix of like, real like ultra libertarian OGs versus somewhere in the middle. That's kind of where I fit. And then there's sort of newcomers into the space. So there's different opinions. And then there's the meme traders versus utility coin traders versus Bitcoin maxis versus other people, et cetera, et cetera. So we see more groups. But look, it's a decentralized ecosystem, right? So we should welcome everyone to participate. And there should be a lot of diversity. There should be debates. There should be some friction somewhere, and there should be competition. There should be collaboration as well. So for me, I'm always very used to this sort of new areas, chaos, etc. So I'm open to very open spaces. So very open industries. So I think all of this is good. We should support everyone. We should try to help everyone. Yeah.
I like the take. It is weird to see, like, Bitcoin make a new ATH, and then you scroll the Twitter timeline, and on a 1% dump, and everybody's in shambles. It's like, what the fuck's going on? But that's just where we are in 2025. I guess, speaking of Bitcoin, you went on Farouk's podcast, I think 5-ish months ago now. Shout out to Farouk. I think he did a great job. And you gave a Bitcoin price prediction of $500K to $1 million. Can we get an update on that? How do you feel about it now?
I still feel reasonable about it now. So I think, usually, well, if you look at his number one is, okay, I got to be very careful with price predictions. Number one is, I don't know where it's gonna go. Like, to be very frank, nobody knows. Nobody I talk to actually really knows. price predictions are just opinions. And I think, but if you look at historically the 4-year cycles, right? So every 4 years, usually around October to December, that's where the peak is. So you know, and based on everything we're seeing, as you said, Bitcoin is near its all-time high. It drops like 1 to 2%, and everyone panics. But you know, it's for the guys like who have been in the industry for like 11 years. Bitcoin used to drop 50% a day, and then you'll go up 50% the next day. So like, you know, this is nothing. This is very stable. So it's all different perspectives. So I'm still very positive on Bitcoin, on the overall crypto industry. And yeah, so I'm still pretty positive.
So getting a little bit more niche and talking about some of the BNB stuff is, you know, I think there's a lot of people that watch this stream that really first came into crypto on the back end of the 2024 Solana, meme coin, Axiom, AI season. And over the last month is probably their first experience really interacting with BNB. And my question for you is to sort of set up the stage and frame it a little bit is, how do you see in 2025 BNB chain and where it sits relative to everything else in crypto, other chains, other infra? Like, what role is it sort of playing right now?
Yeah, I think today, if you look at the blockchain layer 1 blockchain ecosystem, right? So you have Bitcoin, which is like the reserve, the biggest chain. But Bitcoin doesn't have the programmability into it, right? It doesn't have smart contracts. So then and also both Bitcoin and Ethereum are kind of saturated. So that's why the fees are generally high. They're saturated. So like, you know, the performance, the bottlenecks. And then there's a BNB chain's been there for a while. BNB chain is actually 3 different technical blockchains, right? So there's a Greenfield, which is a storage chain. There's Binance, BNB Smart Chain, which is a EVM smart contract chain. And there's OPBNB, which is a layer 2. And there's actually a couple more being built, different technology architectures. So I view BNB chain as sort of the utility centric and also trading liquidity centric blockchain. Because trading liquidity, that's kind of our background, right? So that's kind of where we have all our users. That's the community. And I think Solana is very strong. It's like, but Solana is very much a memes blockchain at this point, right? So they can evolve, but right now they had a lot of meme traders. But memes on Solana in the recent little while has been quieter. And recently, just because BNB chain has more activity going on, and quite a lot of those guys came over in the last week or so. So, and that's great. BNB chain, I think based on the community feedback, I think the BNB chain ecosystem, even for the meme coin community.
All right. I think I've had enough all that I could watch right now. I gotta sign off here. Really appreciate you guys hanging out with us today. Definitely something very different, not our usual streaming style, but stay tuned for more. Let us know if you liked it. If not, we'll try it again, F around and find out. Appreciate you guys.